And now, your official TigerBait live show with Mike Scarborough starts now.
All right, everybody, welcome in our first TigerBait live show on location, and we're at a great one. And as you can see, we're in downtown Baton Rouge at Bayes Oyster Bar, brand new, opened up last week, and very excited to talk about everything they've got to offer here at Bayes downtown, and a fantastic menu. Got to come down here and check it out. Great bar area, great food, oysters any way you want them, and we're going to talk about them and a lot more throughout the show. But obviously, the big news of the day: LSU beats UCLA, extended from last night due to weather, and back on track today. LSU's clearly in the driver's seat after dispatching UCLA. They've got to face Arkansas tonight, and it can be very interesting to see the $100 million question Preston and see does Jay Johnson go to the pitch tomorrow night.
Boy, that is a tough question, but I would go Newt here. That's who I would go with. I mean, you got, Calvin, you got Schmidt there, but, I really wish you could say Case and don't you?
Yeah. That's just the luck of the weather. I went and looked at the Omaha weather map earlier. Like maybe they could get a little dose of the same medicine that LSU had and have a little weather delay that caused them to have a similar issue. And both teams run through pitchers, but 10 to 20% is the best I can see as far as possible rain this evening in Omaha. But you never know what can happen up in Nebraska. But it's going to be very interesting. Y'all hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. And if you're in the downtown area, come by and visit us at Bayes Oyster Bar. This place is insane. A great alcohol and cocktail list, craft cocktails, craft bourbons. And again, any beer any way you want them. Oysters any way you want them. Craft beer, bourbon. They've got everything for you here at Bayes. And I asked for a menu. Here it is. Okay. Barbecue Nola style, brie and bacon. Grilled oysters with bacon and creamy brie cheese sauce. Classic char grilled oysters with butter, garlic, lemon juice, and fresh herbs. Corn mockshoe. Baked oysters with a mixture of corn, bell peppers, and fresh herbs, and bechamel sauce. Oysters Bienville, oysters Rockefeller, and you can get them all as well. West Coast, Gulf Coast, East Coast, and some really great prices right now. All right, let's dive into some comments here. We are live on both Facebook and YouTube. And again, thanks to all of you for tuning in, and thanks in advance for any super chats you send our way. Michael Roby says, thank you for the baseball coverage. I wish you could do it year round. It's been fun. I think we have done 217 Facebook posts relating to baseball. That's either video, baseball clips, text entries, photos, story links. We put out some incredible amount of content on our TigerBait Facebook page. And of course, that brings you to TigerBait.com, which right now we've got our promo for $1. You can get TigerBait Premium for 3 months for only $1. If you're an LSU fan, go over to TigerBait. You'll see it right there on the front page. You cannot beat that deal. If you're not already subscribed with us, I think you'll enjoy everything we offer at TigerBait.com.
Good, man. No, it's a good time to get that started, no doubt about it, man. I mean, look, these Tigers are hot. They're hitting the right streak, right? Not only, is they're pitching. I really think a lot of these relief pitchers are coming in. Talk about Chase Shores about today. Man, how much is he?
Monster Milam.
Anytime you need it.
Yeah. Incredible. All right. Todd Davis. Casey Evans has a great split finger fastball and other pitches. He was phenomenal today. An MVP performance out of him. Player of the game, absolutely. Ianson with a little over 40 pitches last night. You got to believe that he'll be ready to go sooner rather than later. Chase Shores says he's ready to go tomorrow. And he said before the Omaha even started that he he would throw until his arm fell off.
But you keep him in the relief then.
Right.
And you're not
But that's where he's been
playing
fantastic. Roger Ramsey, hey, Mike and Preston, good to be with you. Always enjoy the show. Go Tigers.
Being here.
And Chance Babin, I would love to play UCLA again. Arkansas has 35 strikeouts in 2 games, but only scored 4 or 5 runs. Yeah, I think that's going to be a tall order. Arkansas is going to pitch Root again tonight, and it's do or die. They're going home. Both teams. It's you don't leave anything or hold anything back. You've got to get this one to even have a chance to face LSU and get the championship weekend.
So, which that's the big storyline tonight. Were you a little surprised when they were? I know he only pitched 38 pitches, but were you surprised to see him back out there tonight?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the right move for Arkansas, by the way, because if you don't win tonight, you don't get to play LSU. So why are you going to save them when this is the must win? And UCLA is a good team, by the way. So huge advantage for LSU. Now, of course, there's some talk that Gabe Gackle will be back, and boy, he was lights out against LSU, wasn't he? But you figure on 4 days rest with 90 pitches, there's no way he's got another 90 minutes tomorrow, right?
Yeah. No. But look, man, these guys, they'll dig deep. In Omaha, you gotta let it all hang out. There's no further. What are we looking for the games?
In oysters.
That's like,
Mike, we got time to show off the goods?
yeah, if you can put them up to the camera.
Let me
Todd
see.
Davis, Anderson, Einstein, Jones, and Evans named All-Americans. Absolutely. Look at that.
Oh, man, we got some. So it looks like some char-grilled oysters and char-grilled shrimp here.
That looks
Oh,
fantastic.
man. I love me some char-grilled oysters.
And
Which,
Dave-
by the way, if you're not a raw oyster fan, char-grilled is where it's at. I do like some clean oysters, but whew,
Yes. Let's see. 1 second. All right. Dane Bergeron. Good evening, Mike and Preston. Glad to have you, Dane. You guys hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. And let's see what else we got. I think we got some Facebook. Yeah, Carl, postseason Monster Mile, nice job today. Beaver's been sent home 6 out of the last 7 times. LSU going 2-0 in the brag. That's right. That was a hell of a stat to put up on the screen. When LSU's going 2-0, they've won the national championship 6 out of 7 times.
crazy, man. That's such a crazy number there, but
You know,
LSU has 7 championships.
I'm just really amazed by the job. I'm not amazed. It's just there's been no detail or no anything that's needs a high degree of specificity that Jay Johnson has not tackled in Omaha. I mean, the lineup changes, the pitching rotations. I mean, I knew it was going to be Casey Evans at some point. That's the only thing that made sense to me. I know a lot of people thought Cooper Williams,
But that's the right call.
yeah.
You gotta get your wins, man, and put yourself in a favorable position, you know, because I'll be honest, I don't know that LSU has the bullpen to keep up with these other teams, but the strength of Arkansas and UCLA is their bullpens. LSU, it's been an issue, although their bullpens come on strong here in the postseason. I like that. To get your wins early, give yourself a competitive advantage.
Right. And Team Batiste on Facebook says, doing good work, fellas. The Tigers handle their business and now get the advantage of extra rest. That's what you want in that long stay in Omaha. Yeah, but they could have had more rest. Let's see how long Arkansas and UCLA go tonight.
Is it okay to be negative a little bit here? We're doing so good, but it just stings.
I mean, look, they're 19, 20-year-olds. They bounce back. They're not like,
No, I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the delay. LSU got screwed. LSU has played themselves in a position where they should have a distinct pitching advantage right now. And unfortunately, that advantage is mitigated because essentially they stole 60 pitches out of IOC. You're talking about your number 2 guy. He could have gone 100 pitches, at least 90 out there. Instead, he goes out there and gets you 44. And you could rush him back out there, particularly in an elimination type game if Arkansas or UCLA were to beat them tomorrow, and then you have to play again, right? However, you got Kate Anderson sitting there. And so, maybe and then you have to wonder who's more rested. Cade Anderson on 5 days rest with his whatever 90 plus pitches he did, or Ianson with his 44. It's brutal that you have to deal with that and juggle that problem. It's hard to find a silver lining in that, but outside of that, there's not much to dislike about this tournament so far.
Yeah, Hakeem, thank you for that nice comment. Devin Johnson comes in with a super chat. Thank you for that. Clemson ticket bought. No more excuses. Go Tigers.
Talk some football here?
We'll talk football. We can talk anything you want, but I think it's going to be primarily a baseball show. But
well, let's put it like this: Clemson opener next year. Most pressure to win that game over any other game on your schedule, right? Even though it's non-conference.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it if you want to have the season that you want to have. And I just, having been around the football facility multiple times in the last couple of weeks for football camp, man, I really feel there's a confidence around that place that they really feel like they're on the verge of a really nice football season. I think that they really like their personnel in a lot of spots, and I think they really feel good about their chances. And look, it's a tall order to go to Clemson. I mean, some people have them 1 or 2 in the country preseason. It's in their house, and I always, not to be negative, but I always, I felt since BK's been in Baton Rouge that LSU needed another week of preparation for the opener. And I hope that's not the place, the time situation this year. I think Blake Baker's defense is going to be the difference maker. I'm not starting to become a homer about the whole season and about to get in 11-1. Can I go from 9-3 to 10-2? Maybe, but doubtful.
Well, 9-3.
I'm not picking LSU.
9-3 will put you at the bottom of the pack.
I'm not
media. I guarantee you. I don't think very many media are going to go 9-3 this year. No.
Where do you think they're going?
10-2. I think 10-2.
So that means they're picking 10-2, losing the opener.
Well, I don't know about.
I don't know any LSU media person right now picking LSU to beat Clemson.
Well, I don't know if they're going to bring that or not. I don't know. No. Well, Clemson will be one of the.
That means you've got to run the table the rest of them.
I didn't say 11-1. I'm not there with my prediction yet. But let me put it like this:
to go 10-2, you're saying you're.
Well, 10-2 means
you only lose one more
through the rest of the way, right? You drop Clemson.
I'm not ready to go.
It's a tough schedule, no doubt about it. But I think there's a lot to like about this football team. There really is. And not to mention, me and you, we got to talk to Sloan and BK kind of off the record a couple weeks ago. There's something about a few of their responses and their cool, quiet confidence. I like it a lot.
Ed Murphy, baseball is creeping up on football as far as my LSU fandom. I was talking about that with Hart Smokey on Tiger Talk on Alexandra Radio on the way over here. It's just fun. These kids, I think part of it is you get to know the baseball players a little bit more than you do a lot of other sports. Certainly women's basketball, you get to know them pretty well. But you get to see the quirks and the personalities. Daniel Dickinson's story, Monster Milam, how can you not love that kid and his story? And, they list him at 5'8". Is he 5'8"? I might give him 5'7" on a good day. But regardless, he's a fan favorite. Cade Anderson and Ianson and what they've done. Jay Johnson and just being a savant of a baseball coach. There's a little bit drama mixed in here and there. The weather. There's always some fun aspects to LSU baseball, or should I say, some interesting aspects. It's never dull.
No doubt.
It's never dull. In baseball, for me, for a long time, I used to find dull. Now I'm in growth. Maybe I've grown up.
I think Jay makes it fun. That's a big part of it. I just want to talk about Milam real quick. That kid has a clutch gene just built in. He is so cool under pressure. A lot of times you talk about a player, when you talk about clutch, most of the time it's a guy who hit a big run. Milam is always there to get you that single or double lead. He's never and then you have family there. But wait. It's on the defensive side of it. Did you see his double play he made earlier? My goodness, he's just got ice in his veins. Kids like Monster Minds make it fun. I'm talking about having fun. That's why you're having fun. You got kids like that stepping up.
Don Fritz says, I live in New Braunfels, Texas, and really just like I only get to watch them free this stage of the season. That's something else I talked about with Bart earlier. I was kind of shocked with the how small the crowd was in the stadium. I know a lot of LSU fans are going to show up late for the back half of it, but I've also had some people tell me that they feel that Omaha has kind of gotten priced out, where it's gotten so expensive for a lot of people that either they can only afford if LSU gets far, but very few can afford to sit there for several weeks.
It's definitely pricey, man.
Yeah.
You see Jay Johnson kind of rip on the fans. I don't want to say rip, but joke on the fans a little bit today.
What was
very rare for Jay to talk anything. Can't say negative to fans, but he said, our fans are the best in the country. They'll stay up till 1 a.m. with us every time we play. We just got to work on them setting alarm clocks a little better.
Yeah.
10 a.m. kickoffs, tip-offs, pitch-offs. Not LSU fans.
Well, no, they were there. I think there's a lot of people that don't forget. There's a lot of Omaha locals that because it's a work week couldn't be there this morning.
Well, if you look at the crowd, it's not a seat. It is very much so a mixed crowd.
Right.
It probably was the LSU.
Believe me, there wasn't 2,000 LSU fans in the hotel rooms hungover. I missed it. That did not happen.
Right.
I just think they're not there right. And then you didn't have the local Omaha community that a lot of them will wear purple and gold to these games.
Well, there might have been 2,000 hungover fans, but not 2,000 hungover missing the game.
Yeah. All right. It's that time of the show. Of course, Pride Roofing is one of our big sponsors. And let's hear from Mike and Alex.
Hi, I'm Michael with Pride Roofing.
I'm Little Alex.
Have you been affected by wind, hail, and tornadoes on the North Shore? Well, we're here to help.
Insurance claim, no problem.
We also have a new franchise location in New Orleans.
We don't build projects, we build memories.
Though you know Pride Roofing is the official roofer of TigerBait.com.
In fact, notify TigerBait and we'll give you a free roof inspection. And on top of that, you get a free year subscription. Remember to call us at 855-PRIDE-16.
There you go, 855-PRIDE-16. Give them a call if you need a roof inspection, whether commercial or residential. Tell them TigerBait sent you in. And with your free roof inspection, they're going to pay for you to have TigerBait Premium free for a year. That's a $99 value. Cannot beat it. Of course, brand new location here in Baton Rouge, big on the North Shore, Madisonville, Mandeville, Covington, Houma, New Orleans, anywhere in Southeast Louisiana, South Louisiana, Baton Rouge area. Pride Roofing is who you need to call. And they will beat anybody's bid for your roof by $150 if you've got it on that company's letterhead. Or if you got it on their quote sheet, whatever it is, they will beat by $150 every single time over at Pride Roofing. And I also need to talk about our good friends over at Genesis of Lafayette. Great.
Drive in style and luxury with a new Genesis from Genesis of Lafayette. Buy a 2023 Genesis G70 3.3T Sport Prestige Executive Demo and pay only $39,870. Buy a new 2025 GV70 and take $2,000 off the MSRP with value owner, competitive owner incentive, plus finance for 2.99% APR for 60 months or 3.99% APR for 72 months. Don't forget to start your shopping online by visiting genesisoflafayette.com.
There you go, Genesis of Lafayette, your premier Genesis dealer in the state of Louisiana. And nobody sells more Genesis than they do at Genesis of Lafayette, 6600 Johnson Street. They'll exceed your expectations. They'll deliver a car to your driveway. They'll pick up your used car. You won't even have to leave your house. They've sold vehicles to LSU fans through this show from Shreveport, Alexandria, New Orleans, and every one of them has told me it's been worth their time. They've gone the extra mile. They'll go across the country to get one with the right color interior that you want. Do yourself a favor. Test drive the GV70 and the GV80. There's a reason why. I read yesterday that Genesis is grown about 30% in the U.S. just in the last year. They're beating the pants off all their German peers, and you drive it, and trust me. And then the price point. You get that GV70 for in the low 50s. which you cannot beat that. And especially right now when they got 2.99% financing and 3.99 and 4.99, they've got some incredible deals over at Genesis of Lafayette. All right. Yeah, Dane, you're getting old. That's why baseball is tough. Yeah, I'm starting to think that. Andy Fizba says the collective vibe from the local media during fall camp is usually pretty indicator of how the season will go.
See the super chat.
No, I did.
It was solid.
Yeah, there you go. There's Dane. LSU still the Jello shot champs. Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn were handing out Jello shots yesterday. Yeah,
First off, Mike is the king talking about LSU Jello shots. If you find him on the street any time of the year, ask him about the LSU Jello shot. No matter how many years removed we are, he'll be very excited to talk about it.
Look, man, I'm not taking a shot at Omaha, and I get it. There's many days of coverage. All the TV stations are there. And so when you've got those down days, which really there hasn't been that many down days. I mean, LSU's playing, but when you're having to have filler and hit the local spots,
Right.
it's so easy for them to go to Rocco's and be the Jello shot. We used to see him do the holy smokes. You gotta see this photo.
I'm about to show him.
We're about to put that on TV.
Let's get to the super chat. We'll get what is that?
Bacon, turkey, and brie.
Like
Bacon, turkey, and brie. Holy smokes. Y'all got to get down here. I'm telling you, this place is gonna. This will be one of your best Baton Rouge restaurants ever. Downtown Bayes, Baton Rouge.
By the way, during the commercial breaks, I just tried one of these charcoal oysters, man. I've never had another charcoal oyster. That was awesome. But anyways, look, Livy Dunn.
Yeah, so I've seen they used to go to the zoo and they let like a bear stomp on something and pick the winner. But what else are they going to do to fill time?
I have no idea. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's a fun little challenge, and the fans on the internet, they eat it up.
And look,
LSU is still dominant.
I have seen where they do cut checks to good causes, food banks.
Sure.
So that that's a positive.
Yeah, no, it's a fine thing. I think where it got less fun for me is when marketing departments started doing their marketing dollars at it, and it became a thing. And then they're opening it up online where you can buy 100 shots from your home. It became a little too corporate for me at that point. But that being said, I do want to touch on Paul's games. Livy Dunn front row every game. It's looking like, their days at LSU are done, but it looks like they have no plans of stopping being. I mean, we're talking about A-list celebrities, right? I mean, these are genuine. Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in MLB statistically. Now he's 4-6 as a starter or whatever. Like Burrow, Skeens got no offense. Burrow's got no defense out there, but he's still one of the best pitchers in the MLB. And Livy Dunn is her Instagram following is not going down, but it looks like they're going to be very big pro LSU advocates for years to come, which is a good thing for your brand.
Dr. Butler with a super chat. Thank you so much, Dr. Butler. So the Tigers are in the catbird seat in Omaha. Have teams done the past with sitting in the Tigers position, natty versus non-natty? All I know is that graphic that they put up on the screen was 6 out of 7 times LSU's gone 2-0 and won the national title.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what that ratio is for every over the years, but
does that?
I know Jay. This is the first time he's been 2-0.
Does that mean the only national championship LSU won where they didn't start 2-0 was the one 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That's the only time. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Dr. Butler, thank you so much for that super chat. Dane, thank you also for yours. And show them that Polaroid, Preston.
Oh, man.
You got to see this.
Oh, man.
Put this up on the screen.
Good look. This is a turkey, brie, and bacon Polaroid. That's loaded. Touch too much of it. And look, they serve it with moon pie. That's the best part. I can't wait to dig into that.
I'm hammering that.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Dr. Butler, thank you so much for that.
Get back to the comments.
You guys do me a favor and hit that like button. If you're enjoying the show, please share it out to your Facebook feed. We're going to go well past 7 o'clock. Andy Whitaker, I went to Omaha for nationals when I was in college, and that was a beautiful city. Downtown was very clean. It looked like a clean New Orleans. The guy who's a real meat eater, I think I would really enjoy Omaha. I hate to think if I was there for a couple of weeks, how much red meat I would consume.
You ever ordered an Omaha steak before?
I had Omaha steaks.
Yeah,
But
they got mailed to me. They're pretty
Yeah.
solid.
But it's a different deal up there when you get it
Oh, I'm
in
sure.
person.
When you get to meet the cow first.
Dr. Butler adds, I can't wait to take that trip to Clemson. I've never been to that university. Go Tigers. And Chance Babb and Pat Henry won another natty at Texas A&M. How did LSU lose him? I think what happened was Nick Saban got real successful, and Pat Henry wanted more, and he didn't appreciate how when they won titles, no one met them at the airport. And I think Skip at the time, said it is what it is, and I don't know. I've heard different stories, but it didn't end well. I think there was some jealousy between him and Nick Saban, to be honest with you. Kirk Taylor says Skip did not want to pay Pat. Yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah.
Kirk Taylor, good evening, dudes. Mike, you do great work, bud. Thank you, Kirk. Thanks so much.
I think Dane Bergeron has the comment of the night when calling you a geek.
Yeah, Mike is. I ate too much ramen. We have not had it yet. We've had the char grilled oysters, and is that it?
The shrimp and the po' boy, which I'm a little hesitant to eat on air
Yeah.
because I don't want to.
Believe me, we're going to sample a lot of stuff here.
I had an ice chewing incident on the show a couple years back, and we were sampling some whiskey. And fans never let me hear the end of that, so we're going to learn and move on.
I wish we could get Ben back doing LSU. Mike Monaco was good, but tired of Rabs Peterson. Man, I was listening. Now I understand why Buddy doesn't like Perez. He's not good. They need to get him out. Well, what do you need him for? You don't need a 3-man booth. He's not any good. But yeah, they're not going to put Ben on an LSU game. That just and if I was an Arkansas fan or any fan of the country and you're facing LSU, I don't know that you want to listen. You listen to an LSU guy do the game. Even though I think Ben does a great job, it's not that big. He's not. I don't think he's partial, but still, I don't think ESPN wants anybody questioning that.
I think Ben does a great job being impartial.
I think he does too, man.
He covers the other team.
He talks about the other team's players and knows them backwards and forwards.
When I listen to Ben McDonald,
I
loves LSU.
like Ben better than Peters. It's not, to me, it's not even close.
I think Ben loves LSU, but even more than LSU, he loves them. I mean, he is a true.
He's just a good dude. He's just a good guy. He's just.
Now, Paul Ravish, he doesn't do much college baseball. I don't think I'm not mistaken. I mean, I was a little surprised to see him there.
Here we go. You keep us in the loop, Andy. All of y'all. Zach Root off to another bad start. Holy smokes!
What's the score there? Can someone update us on the score? We're obviously doing a lot.
Yeah, let us know how that transpires, will you guys?
I'll put my YouTube TV.
John Silly Butler, a tap of the hat to the kid from Arkansas for pitching a non-hitter. It was a beautiful thing to watch. It was.
Oh man, the first time a no-hitter at Omaha in 60 years. That's unbelievable. There's many great pitchers that went there. They've never had a no-hitter. That's crazy to me. But yeah, hats off. My first reaction to that was, well, good. LSU's not going to have to go against them.
Actually, it was a salary that we paid the women's basketball coach, Pokey Chapman, why he went to the Aggies. Nick was not involved. I know Nick wasn't involved, but I do know for a fact that he had some animosity about Saban, and look, he was having great success and didn't have near the notoriety of football, and that's the way it's going to be anywhere he would go. But yeah, certainly he wanted more money and this and that.
In all fairness, Pokey Chapman was winning a lot of basketball games back then. And we had no idea about any of the off-court stuff. So,
yeah. Top of the first, still 0-0 runners on second and third, 1 out. Let's see if he gets out of it.
I mean, that's not as bad a start as he got against LSU. That was horrible against LSU.
Absolutely. All right. All right, folks, I got to talk about Dykes Electric, the official electrical company of TigerBait.com. No matter how big or small your electrical needs might be, Dykes is wired for success. You need a brand new 10-story office building, they can wire that. A 200,000 square foot warehouse you need built, they can wire that. Expanding your existing commercial building, they can wire that. Changing out a breaker, whole electrical panel, or just receptacle in your home or office, they can wire that. Upgrading the old lighting in your home or office, they can wire that. Give them a call today at the number on your screen, 225-216-9180 for a free estimate on your project. And make sure to let them know TigerBait sent you. Big LSU fans, a great Baton Rouge company. And again, Dykes Electrical. And they say go Tigers. And folks over at Dykes certainly real excited about LSU baseball. And that whole group over there, big LSU fans. Let Dykes Electrical know TigerBait sent you.
I talked to the CEO of Dykes today, and he was texting me saying, man, I was absolutely useless at work from about 10 to 12:30 today.
Based on our view counts, a lot of people.
A lot of people just
a lot of people. Let's see. Root is losing money. Yeah, this has not been a good look for him. I tell you what, Jay kind of referenced it the other day. LSU really wanted him bad. That was a huge money. I think he got an extra $200,000, maybe a little bit more to go to Arkansas. Arkansas paid big for him, and I don't. So far, it doesn't look like it's paying off when it matters.
Poor kid, man. I do feel bad for him. I mean, OB has a good outing today. You know, ultimately, it doesn't matter who LSU plays. Arkansas or UCLA. Really not best. We got to take care of business tomorrow while you have a distinct upgrade.
All right, guys, get some more comments and we'll touch on them. I think it's going to be interesting to see what Jake and Yeski come up with pitching wise. It would be really, if it ends up being new, certainly his last outing was not a lot to be excited about. But this is the time of year where you need a guy like that. And typically LSU's got the kind of performance where someone who has struggled at times comes through big. And you see it year after year with many LSU baseball teams in Omaha, where guys who give you the performance that they didn't give you the last time you saw them.
Who was the kid who stepped up?
Riley Cooper. You had a bunch of guys like that.
It was a kid who really didn't do much else. Really, the rest of his career. I'm trying to get hard. Maybe I'm struggling with Van. It was a relief pitcher who came in and started against Wake Forest and with their backs against the wall.
Yeah, I'm with you, Andy.
Heroic.
He says, Preston, I think it definitely matters who LSU plays tomorrow. Arkansas is talented enough to do what LSU did do. It's absolutely. If somehow UCLA could do something tonight, it would make things a lot easier.
But UCLA is good too now. They got a deep bullpen. So
no,
they're not Arkansas does too.
UCLA does.
I get it. Arkansas is the better team on pace. I get it.
No, they're a better team, period. UCLA will not give LSU. Believe me, Arkansas can absolutely do what Andy said. You absolutely give them a lot more respect.
Oh, I'm just not afraid of it either way. My point is, I guess I'm saying here is, I'm not rooting against Arkansas or UCLA based on, you got to go take care of business, who goes out there, And I've said from the very beginning, I thought LSU, the way they landed in this Omaha bracket, getting Arkansas game one with a chance for Cade Anderson to roll out there and do his thing. You win that game, you get an advantage over Arkansas. LSU was in the best position to actually win this whole thing. Not necessarily to advance, but to win the whole thing. Yeah, I want to go head with Arkansas. Absolutely. Knock them out early.
You said some stuff that I think maybe you were wanting to talk about football-wise earlier. Go ahead and hit some of that.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, LSU is hot on the recruiting trail right now. Of course, LSU's got pretty much a consensus top 3 class. Plenty of official visits coming in this weekend. Of course, they've got plenty of names coming in. Guys like Darius, the Anthony Lafayette coming in. One name that everybody's really hot to trot on right now is Tristan Keys. Now, interestingly, remember we went to that 7-on-7 tournament.
Hattiesburg was there, but he wasn't.
Yeah, you texted me at the very end. Oh, Hattiesburg is here, which I didn't even think to check Hattiesburg because I was thinking it was all Louisiana team. And he sure was, and I had a chance to talk to his coach. He wasn't there, and of course, he's been all over the place. I mean, he's every bit of the number one receiver in the country. You watch his tape. Tristan is a special athlete, and Adidas assigned him to a $500,000 deal. Which, my number one question is, what are the terms of it? Now, if you remember, LSU actually signed Haley Van Lent when she was an active Adidas athlete. Do you remember that? So it's not impossible to bring in someone with an Adidas deal to LSU being a Nike school, but certainly you would think Adidas would be happy to promote their materials and brand. And then you look at him taking official visits to Miami, who is an Adidas school, but then he takes an official visit to Tennessee last week, which, boy, they rolled out that orange carpet for him, literally an orange carpet, and let him walk the runway in the Tennessee uniform. Looks like it went well, but notably, Tristan Keys was set to take an official visit to Alabama. He cancels it this week. He cancels it. Now, he claims via Twitter, responding to people, he claims that it just didn't happen for some reason. It's not that he canceled it on them, something like they told him not to come, something. Anyways, next at bat, he's taking an official visit to LSU the next week. And I know a lot of people have PTSD. Who's the kid who went to Decorian Moore? A lot of people have Decorian Moore with PTSD right now, so going to take the big paycheck.
I'm not worried about wide receivers at LSU in the future, but you'd like to hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've got plenty, even in this class committed, they still have plenty of receivers. This is not a kid.
LSU had a great weekend of recruiting visitors. Look, every weekend's been very positive for LSU. But a couple of kids coming out of last weekend, offensive lineman Bryson Cooley out of Lowell, Mississippi, Wes Jones. That one's looking very positive for LSU. In fact, put in a prediction for him yesterday on TigerBait.com. And linebacker J.J. Bush from Theodore, Alabama, 4-star linebacker. That's another one that I think LSU's in a great spot with, and put in a prediction for him. So LSU football recruiting is really hot, like Preston said, and doing very well right now.
By the way, it's next weekend after this weekend. You're going to see a lot more names you're probably a little more familiar with the weekend after. Like kids like Hayden Finney coming to campus, that's of course the commit. Wayne Bradford. Boy, tell me that's going to shore something up there. He's committed to Ohio State. I don't know about you, but if you get a 5-star safety in your city, you got to do what you got to do to bring them in, especially boy. LSU is holding on to that DBU market thread, don't you think?
Yeah, it's but I like the talent that they've got there for this season. Storms all around Omaha most of the day, says Dwayne D. Looks like Arkansas UCLA will catch a break and avoid LSU State last night. That would be nice. Like I said earlier in the show, I went and looked at the weather channel at weather.com and looked to see what the weather situation was, hoping that they get a dose of LSU's medicine. What are the chances of LSU landing the number one class? I don't know. I think they're going to be a top 5 class if they continue to do what they're doing right now. Of course, what LSU has been doing in the portal on top of that. You can have a strong debate about is the importance of transfer portal kids. Is it gotten to be where it's almost even with the high school class? That was something that I brought up with an LSU staff recently. It's like, when are you going to get to the point where you're there for your last home game and you're honoring your seniors and you're totaling up how many of the seniors that are getting that white panel football and going out and shaking Woodward's hand and with their parents in the big corsages and everything and getting the flowers. How many of those did you actually sign out of high school? What's the average been the last 3 or 4 years? Like 3 or 4? It hasn't been many.
5. I'll say 5 out of 25.
What was it last year? 2?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
But I want to say, you'll have Nussmeier this year with me like that.
Yeah.
I'll say this. LSU's coaching staff is going to be very focused on what they can do for the rotation. They're going to have to start doing things differently. And I look at that offensive line they rolled out in spring ball. Mike, do you think the offensive line that they rolled out against Clemson is going to resemble anything like that offensive line they rolled out all spring? And all returning players, not one portal guy was in the starting lineup. Not one of these five-star freshmen sniffed the
That's going
starting
to
lineup.
change.
Of course he's going to change. Mike, because the guys coming in, the newcomers, they're not going to hit the portal because they don't start here now. They just hit the portal. They just got it. They're actively making moves to keep players happy and satisfied, to keep them on roster and retain their roster as best they can. That's at least my theory. I don't know that for sure, but I do know this, that it is a high focus for this coaching staff to work on player retention because it's just so gosh darn hard nowadays.
Let's see what we got here. All right, I'll tell you what I did. When I first arrived here, I shot a little bit of video, about a minute worth of video of Bayes, and I'm going to run it for you right now. I want you to see this place. They've done a fantastic job. Of course, it's the old Jolie Pearl. You know where that's at. And but they've sunk a lot of money and bringing this place up to speed and revamp the menu. And you got to get over here to Bayes. Check this out.
No, you always
All right, here we go. Yeah. There you go.
I'll take a break. I'll be right back, guys.
There you go. Great bar area. Got a bunch of folks in here right now. And Dwayne D says Ohio State paid a ton of money last year to keep their own guys. The ability to keep your own guys can't be underestimated. Absolutely. 2-0 Arkansas. Here we go. Yeah, I wouldn't bet against Arkansas. Yeah. I just think there's something to be said for look, we see it in our own analytics on TigerBait.com. The interest in transfer portal players versus high school recruiting. What would you say, Preston? Transfer portal new player versus high school recruiting.
1 second.
I think it's 3-1.
Well, man, look at this.
I think the interest.
There's certain coaches who just do not care about the high school recruiting. Oh, look at Deion Sanders, what he's doing at Colorado. He's just building through the portal. He's taking.
I'm just talking about the fan base.
Interest. Yeah. Well, here's the deal about the portal. The portal is a 2-week interest window, right? Recruiting, we have all year to sit there and or multiple years for kids like Lamar Brown. We've been watching him for 4 years. So,
but you can post something on Tristan Keys, everything you just said. I can post something on all these commitments, and the replies are, "Who cares? Who's going to have the bigger bag in November?" It's nonstop negativity. But in December, when it's transfer portal period, people are on the edge of their seats. Like, who are you going to get?
Well, it's because they basically,
the interest in transfer portal is.
I think the interest is
even in the quarterback right now. Okay, like, is it a big negative if LSU does not get a high school quarterback this class?
Man, Mike, what was the last time back-to-back years with no quarterbacks in their high school class?
That doesn't worry me.
Well, of course, because you got the portal. You got Michael Van Buren in your run. You know, and you can do the same this year.
Yeah, I mean, but I still think you need to get Bo Bentley.
Yeah,
I think you get
I think you need
but
a-
you also need a transfer portal quarterback. You got to get 2 quarterbacks this year.
I think you need a football team out of every recruiting class. I still think that's true. You just need to kind of, be consistent with it, and retain your roster a little better. But you need both. You need to bring in 40 players a year is what it comes down to, Mike.
Is Rick going to sit down?
Yeah.
Look at that. You saw what the AI just did. What?
What's that? Take glasses?
The AI just turned the camera on. Preston, come back over here, will you?
Yeah, oh, no, I'm getting called back.
The AI can't turn the camera on.
You can't what?
The AI turned the camera.
Oh man, it turned it off.
No, it turned it. It followed you.
That's wild.
Yeah. There you go. Right there. That's perfect.
That is, I've never seen anything
Yeah.
like that.
Turn it some more towards
Yeah,
you.
well, it keeps on turning the other way.
There you go. Right there. All right. Sit down.
Well, I'm telling you, it's moving it.
All right. Good. Sit right there.
How about that? How about that?
That's good. That's perfect.
Mike, what kind of wild contraption?
Yeah.
We got Elon Musk running the camera here.
Yeah. I think you might need to turn that tripod.
Let's see what happens here. Well, now it's just focused on me.
Yeah, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. All right. Tiger Mark, go Tigers, baby. Arkansas just hit a 2-run home run. UCLA had bases loaded and did nothing with it. Tiger Mark, I would rather play UCLA again, but we've done well against Arkansas in postseason play. And hold on a second. I'm going to pull that controller up.
It's following.
Yeah, come closer to me.
Well, it's fine. So saying I scoot over and it scoots over. Guys, this is really weird. It's like a robotic camera. I had no idea it was going to follow me.
All right, stay right there. Up. See, it does hand gestures. I thought I disabled that crap. All right.
Boy, someone's going to roast us for this one.
Yeah. It's a negative that most of the public's attention is on transfer portal players. Proof that must believe now is strictly pay for play. That model must change. It's not going to change. It's here to stay. I want to get this, I'll
tell you one thing though about LSU and this quarterback situation that I find so interesting. Talk about if signing Bo Bentley is a big deal or not. Look, you never want to go 2 years with no quarterback. And the thing that's crazy about Bo Bentley is if you don't sign him, who are you with? It's not like you have a laundry list of 2026 quarterbacks lining up to talk to you this year. So, problem being with that, you just abandon that and start talking about the transfer portal, and we'll just bring in a guy and supplement accordingly there. Or and then you look ahead a little bit and you look at that 2027 group. How do you navigate that? Because look, in 2027, you're talking about Peyton Houston out of Evangel. You're talking about Elijah Haven, who many people have as the number one prospect in the country. In terms of physical tools, no doubt. And then you've got Colton Nussmeier, that's Garrett Nussmeier's little brother over there in Texas. He's actually a little taller and probably a little bit stronger in arm, although he's a lefty.
dude, I'm about to get furious.
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys, I'm about to have it. Mike and Preston, I'm just curious. I know if BK loses the opener again, but he will lose most of the fan base. Do y'all think he can recover from that personally? I don't, because I'll be a fan whether he loses or not.
If he rips off 11 strikes,
I think it's not going to be pretty. It's I've said that 100 times. It's just not going to be. It's going to be here we go again.
Yeah, that one, I think that actually might be a thing.
Yeah, now it's on you.
Yeah,
We-
I don't know why I can't focus on two people.
Yeah.
Look, man, I mean, the reception of the program from the fan base, if you drop 6 straight openers, guys, as soon as this baseball season ends, every single one of us are going to be obsessing over football. We're going to talk every angle. It's going to be all summer long. Every recruit that commits, you're going to be dunking on your friends who root for Texas A&M or whatever. You know, you're going to be talking smack all summer long. That's all people think about during summer games, LSU football. And then you get there and all this build up, and you're so excited. Hey, add on to the fact that you watched Saturday for college football in the last couple, and LSU doesn't play, and you have to wait until Sunday. Well, you don't have that problem this year, but you've been having. There's just so much anticipation. Just for every one of these losses has been devastating in their own right. Right? It's just that's such an emotional letdown. It's hard to overcome. The fans probably have more of a negative reaction against the coach than they should, than it merits for the situation. But that's reality, man. It's an emotional sport. Fans don't like waiting months and months just for the program to get embarrassed on the national stage for 6 straight years. I don't care that this is a non-conference game, and on paper, it'll hurt you less than, say, losing to South Carolina. You'd rather beat Clemson in South Carolina. That's my opinion. Look, there's probably going to be a lot of people who are against me, but it's everything you're talking about with that comment there. You can't, the perception's going to be hard to overcome. Fans are going to be very aggressive toward BK if they can't.
All right, since the camera loves you so much, Preston, it's going to be on you to read the Alumni Hall read. There you go.
All right, listen up, Tiger fans. I'm going to tell you all about the best place to get all your officially licensed LSU gear, including your Omaha gear and maybe some national championship gear coming up. We'll see. Alumni Hall is your ultimate shopping destination for LSU fans. They've got it all, guys. So all the Nike gear, Champion, Johnny O, On Reserve, Peter Millar, Southern Tide, hats, Yetis, and more, guys. They've got the nice polos you're looking for. All the LSU gear coming in fresh daily. Okay. Shop at their store in Perkins Row or anytime online at alumnihall.com. By the way, one of the things I love about shopping online at Alumni Hall, they're shipping local. They're shipping from the store, so it's going to get to you faster than some warehouse based out of Connecticut or wherever. So, guys, I got a discount code to share with you. You can use it in store or online. Just use the code TigerBait, all one word, TigerBait, in store, wherever you're at. You're going to get 10% off your order. Of course, guys, not only does that help you save money, but it also helps prove to our advertisers that their advertising dollars are being spent wisely here at TigerBait. So, y'all go support our friends at Alumni Hall. They're good people over there.
All right, Preston, you want to send us out? Send us out in the show.
All right, guys. Well, had a lot of technical difficulties we're working through tonight on this fancy technology.
Just a little.
It apparently focuses on the more handsome person. That's the best I've been able to figure it out. But Elon, work us out there, guys. Huge matchup tomorrow. Y'all make sure to check in there. Of course, make sure to follow the TigerBait Facebook.
Get the promo. The promo, 3 months of TigerBait for $1. It's on the front page of TigerBait.com. Go there now. You can find it. You need to jump on that deal.
$1 for 90 days?
Yeah, $1 for 3 months. You cannot beat that deal. And I'm going to run that Omaha promo through the College World Series. So you've got about a week left to jump on that deal. And again, we've never run a promo like that before. And I think it's a fantastic one. A lot of LSU fans have already jumped on it in the last 24 hours.
Absolutely. Y'all make sure to go check that out. Subscribe to the channel as well. We continue to grow. Follow our Facebook page if you haven't. I know sometimes our Facebook page in recent years has been just a lot of post our stuff. And
219 posts in the last week.
We're rolling lots of content. Facebook has updated their algorithms and settings to help you out if you're posting good video content. Guys, it is rocking and rolling over there on Facebook. We're trying to work our way to 100,000 followers there. Of course, our YouTube page continues to rock and roll. What are we at? 35,000?
No, 38,000.
38,000. So help us get to 40K there on YouTube, guys. Of course, we appreciate all y'all support. Will you be back at your regular time next week, Mike?
Yep. Well, depending on the schedule. But
Yeah, of course. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But I believe Wednesday, it all ends Monday, right? Well, we're crowning a championship, Monday, weather permitting. So and we'll have a good show. Hopefully, be celebrating a
See,
national
I'm
championship.
turning it, and it still will not.
I know it's the crazy. I really wish I had
This
a
thing
video.
loves you. I'm gonna have to give it to you.
Well, like I said, I was the most handsome person here, man.
All right, guys.
Y'all make sure to check us out, guys. Appreciate y'all for watching tonight and bearing through our technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties in the last 7 minutes, but we'll find. All right, guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Good night.